G'day and welcome back to Motivation Inc., where we talk about money and metals. And welcome back to my second sweep of coins from my great Aussie coin hunt that I do once a month. As some of you know, I get a roll of each denomination of Australian coins and I noodle through them looking for rare or scarce years or commemorative coins or any era coins. So we'll see how we go. So the first one we've got to share with you is the 2024 coin. It's the standard Aboriginal elder coin designed by Horst Hahn, and this one has been in circulation. This image has been in circulation since 1988 when the $2 coin was introduced, and they had his initials on the 88 and 89 coins, but for some reason the mint removed them from 1990 onwards. Now this coin is there's 5,202,000 minted, so we'll see how it prices out over the next decade, being a lowish mintage. And it's also got the effigy of His Majesty King Charles III on the back, and on the previous coins the Queen faced 3 o'clock and each succeeding monarch always faces the opposite direction of the previous monarch, so he's facing 9 o'clock. Okay, and that's the Dan Thorne effigy of His Maj. So we'll see how that goes. Now the $1 coins, we've got the year 2000 standard Mob of Ruse coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, who designed most of the Australian circulating coins we've got. And there were 7.6 million of these minted, so they can, in good condition, can sell between $2 and $8, particularly if in uncirculated condition. Now, most of my coins, as you know, are in circulated condition, so they're always going to be fetching the lower end of any recent buying prices. The 2003 coin is the celebrating the commemorative of women's suffrage, a centenary of women's suffrage in Australia, 2003. So in 1903, women were given the vote in Australia, just 2 years after Federation. There's only 10 million of these ones minted, so they can sell between $1.30 and $5 in good condition, of which that is not. This is the 2019 Ian Rank Broadley effigy on the $1 coin. The standard Mob of Ruse coin there, but it's got the IRB, Ian Rank Broadley effigy. Only 10.7 million minted, because this is the year, the transition year to the Jodie Clark effigy of Her Majesty. And there's only 2.1 million of those Jodie Clark effigies minted today. But there were a ton of other coins also minted in 2019, including the Dollar Discovery series, which celebrated 35 years of the introduction of the $1 coin. And there were the Great Aussie Coin Hunt series, which started in 2019, where they had, on the reverse, they had an A to Z, and each letter represented a different aspect of Australia. But there were 523,000 of each of those A to Zs. So quite low minted. So keep an eye out for those. I mean, they were obviously released in sets, but sometimes sets get broken up and used. The 2020 coin, it's a Jodie Clark effigy. It's another low mintage year. It's a standard Mob of Ruse coin. But with this Jodie Clark effigy, there were only 6.4 million minted. So they can range between $2.50 and $5.50 if you're selling them. There were also other coins in this year, like there were 2 million coins celebrating the Qantas 100 years, the 100 years of the iconic Australian airline. And as I mentioned in my previous video, there were 12.5 million of the 2020 donation dollar. So that was the first year of the donation dollar, which was a world first by the Royal Australian Mint. 1973 50-cent piece. So it's a standard 50-cent coin featuring the coat of arms designed by Stuart Devlin. There were only 4 million of these ones minted. This one's in really poor condition, but in better condition they might fetch between $2 or $60. They're considered rare, so I'll hold on to this one until I get a better looking coin. But yeah, I don't expect to be selling that for anything anytime soon. This lovely 20-cent piece featuring our platypus, one of our 2 monotremes in Australia. Again, this one was designed and sculpted by Stuart Devlin, the doyen of Australian coin collecting. I've lost my light. Let's hope you can see that. But that looks pretty good actually anyway. This one's got the Dan Thorne effigy of His Majesty. There were only 9,886,000 of these minted. So it's a fairly low mintage, and like that $2 coin we saw earlier, we'll see how it ages over time for the collectors, hey? Here's the 2010 coin featuring the lyrebird, the beautiful lyrebird in Australia. Now the reason I'm featuring this one, it's a Jody Clark effigy. And there were only 2 million of these minted compared to the Ian Rank Broadley effigy, which had like 17 million in the run. And prices for the Jody Clark effigy can range between $2 to $5 for this little old 10-cent piece. Lovely coin, I'll keep it. Last but not least, the 24, 5-cent piece featuring our lovable echidna. Cute little echidna there, rolled up. Oops. And it's got His Majesty King Charles III effigy on there, designed by Dan Thorne again. There were only, how many of these minted? 10 million minted. So I don't have any recent selling prices for these from my usual sources, so we'll see how it plays out over time, hey? All right. Well, sorry about the darkness at the end. Obviously my light has failed on my camera. I'll need to buy a new one. But that does conclude my little discoveries this month. So if you did enjoy learning about these limited mintage coins, please hit the like button and remember to subscribe if you want to see more educational video on Australian numismatics. All right, thanks for watching and see you later.